It's so funny because I've never experienced that kind of show business, which is a huge bulk of show business movies, is making something. When you're producing it and directing it, it's years go into it.
Yeah. And
I've always been in the let's make it today and get it on TV tonight.
Yeah.
And a cabbie might shout something at me the next day, and then but there's no time to think about it because then you're making the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never quite understood this. The film business fascinates me, and what little I've seen of it, it looks incredibly difficult, and I understand why I'm not part of it. Because
I don't know about
you need a lot of patience and a planning, and it's,
I'm happy to get at bats. Like, that to me is what's fun right now. Like, just because what you were able to build on the daily was a sense of sort of a greater thing that has a legacy, right? I think that when you're doing these one-offs like every few years, yes, it can feel like, oh my God, there's so much pressure on this one thing to work, and this is it. And now I'm actually settling. It's just because I'm old, I guess. I'm settling into
you're ancient. Yeah.
The idea that, like, actually, okay, if I can keep going, I will create a body of work, which you were able to do.
Well, that's always the dream.
And then the body will be, what's left in the legacy, and there won't be this intense pressure to, like, always. I don't know. I don't even know what the pressure is anymore, though. Too. I'm sort of like, does it need? I mean, it needs to make its money back. I don't want anybody to be like, and I don't want to be boring. That's the main thing. I don't want to bore people.
You don't have to worry about that. I don't think you have to worry about that. But is this, because it's funny, you've achieved so much and in different ways, but just talking to you, I can feel that you're tough, and you're tough on yourself. Probably tougher on yourself than anybody.
I mean, I think that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do also, though, I'm in my mind, I'm like, you give yourself grace, which I am trying to do too, more of, like, give myself grace, because I do think the guilt and pressure of being a working mom too is, like, it's real, unfortunately, in our society. And so truly bringing myself a sense of like, yeah, it's okay. I really enjoy getting to collaborate and make things with people. It's really fun. I love entertaining people. I love making people laugh. And if I get to do that, it's like, it's a privilege. It's an honor. It's all the things that it is. It's also really hard work. And it also always takes me away from other things I also like to do, like going to my kid's basketball game, And so just making sure, I don't call it balance, because I think that's... But
there is no balance. When people say,
what is that?
There is no balance.
I don't know what that means. I mean, I just am, in other words, I'm just trying to be the best version of myself. So that's being creative, doing the collaboration, having fun with what I'm doing, like, taking advantage of the relationships I've made along the way, and hopefully planting seeds that can grow later so that this can keep going, Like, that's what I think about, like the big picture stuff. But at the end of the day, I also am just trying when it isn't great, because sometimes it's not great, or I'll have a bad day, or and by the way, when I watch Cocaine Bear, I'm like, oof, there's still things I'm like, God damn it, why did I cut that line? Or, oh, I should have cut that. Like, it's still not exactly right, but I like the idea that there's at some point pencils down, and you just go like, well, I did the best I could do with the time and money that I had, and the resources and the people and the da, and that's the grace.
I don't want to talk to an artist who says, no, I nailed it. And nothing can be changed. No, that's not the way it is. You can always hear something or see something.
Totally.
I want to bring up quickly Ray Liotta, who's one of my all-time favorites, and this must have been, was this the very last thing that he worked on?
I'm not 100% sure, so I don't know. Well, he went to the Dominican Republic, where he passed away, to do another project, and I don't know how much he'd actually shot of that before he passed. But
I got to know him a bit just over the years, interviewing him, and I mean, obviously, you get to know him from Goodfellas, and that's such an iconic role. And then when you talk to him and he's just shrugging and being self-effacing,
totally.
you can't handle it, because you think, no.
I think it's okay to say this. I went to like a memorial for him after he passed away. And I thought what was so sweet about it was that the guys that were there, like his best friends who were like from high school in Jersey.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, they're just the guys that he's always known that know him as like kind of sweet and
It's Ray.
And like he had a dream and he was and he thought he was gonna go to Hollywood and like they're all still like and he did it, and he was like, I'm doing it. Like it's just this beautiful sense that he kind of really appreciated it and knew where he was from and loved doing it and all of those things. I think that loved him.
It says a lot about people that have that kind of success and they're still good friends with people they knew in high school, college, grade school.
Yeah.
I've cut all those people out. They had to go.
What? Why? You were just, as soon as you went on TV, you were like, well.
Hey, what's the point? I had to cut them loose. Can't have those guys hanging around.
But you just said it says a lot about someone.
Oh, no, it does. I'm a terrible person.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure I understood what you were saying. Okay.
I can't hang out with those Brookline creeps.
Brookline.
Do you go back a lot? Do you go back to Massachusetts? Or
not as much as I want to. I just got a suite at the Garden.
Nice.
For Madonna.
Nice.
I'm very excited. Yeah. So I will go back. I'm going to bring all my cousins, the love, all that. I have so much. My sisters, my other sisters.
How many are there? How many sisters?
Well, I'm the oldest of 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't have that big of a family.
Right.
But my mom is from 7 and my dad's from 8. So I have a lot of I have a lot of first cousins.
Right.
And then we're going to have a blast. I'm taking them all to the suite at the Garden.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you for inviting me. I'll be there as well.
Oh, I didn't hear the invitation.
I don't know if you are you a Madonna fan? I mean, I feel like you could get down to some Madonna. The old school hits.
It was never in my wheelhouse. I think that's fair to say.
You're more like a Springsteen guy, right? That's your vibe.
Yeah. Springsteen. I love Bruce Springsteen. It just wasn't during the. I'm gonna say I didn't go whole hog on the Madonna phenomenon when it was happening. I appreciated it.
Yeah.
And I think she was a great showman.
Yeah.
Show person.
She's a show person.
Yeah, and she certainly killed it and did but it's just not quite in my
See, I think like me and my gals, we're gonna lose our minds. It does like the soundtrack to our youth. We did Like a Virgin and Holiday and the whole Like a Prayer and the whole thing.
I was too old for that.
Yeah,
and
and that was like we did like dance routines to it, and we had to do the moves. This was MTV. She was like on the videos, and we all dressed like her. We wore
huge.
all the the bracelets, the rubber bracelets. I mean, we worshipped her. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Anyway, that for sure is. I'll be home in the summer, and I'll be seeing Madonna. How often do you go back?
I go back whenever I can. My parents still live there.
Yeah.
And most of my family lives within like 30 minutes of where I grew up.
Yeah.
So I go back every chance I can get, and then walk around and just remember the old days. There's
Dunkin'?
I go to Dunkin'.
Of course.
I walk by the football field where I had no involvement in football.
I was wondering where that was going.
I go to the old baseball field where I had no involvement in baseball.
You reminisce about not doing sports?
Yeah, I reminisce about being in my room studying. That's the room I studied in. And then what happened? Then I took a nap and then studied some more. They're not good stories.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I had a few scrapes in my day. I was a real rapscallion.